Hi, I am Julie Sonam. I'm a local real estate agent licensed in the state of Oregon. I live in the Eugene Springfield area, and I am always happy to help people who are relocating to the Willamette Valley, whether it's for work or play or retirement. There are so many wonderful things that this area has to offer. And so please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me anytime. You can call, you can text, you can email, or you can send me a direct message at the bottom of this video. I want to tell you about the differences between Eugene and Springfield. So, in our area, you'll get a lot of opinions from people about Eugene versus Springfield or Springfield versus Eugene. They are two totally different towns, but if you're not from here or you didn't grow up here, it'll feel like it's just one big town. So the towns are separated by the Willamette River, um, and they are also separated by I-5. So if you live on the east side of the river, you are living in Springfield. And if you live on the west side, you're living in Eugene, and I-5 parallels the river. And so you can look at a map, and I-5 can be the divider between the two towns, or the river can be the divider between the two towns. Springfield is much smaller. Springfield has approximately 62,000 people living in Springfield, and 178,000 people are living in Eugene. And so Eugene is much bigger, and Eugene has a lot more big city things than Springfield does. Eugene has 17 different theater organizations. They have the Holt Center for Performing Arts. They have the Shed Institute for Performing Arts. They have the Ford Alumni Center. They have the University of Oregon. There's just a lot of big things that happen in Eugene that do not happen in Springfield because it's a much bigger town with a university. Um, that being said, you could live literally right on the other side of the river and be a stone throw away from Eugene. So it really doesn't feel like you're missing out by living in Springfield. To me, it just feels like you have access to small town things and you have access to big town things, which is really nice to have um, all the things that you want in both places, that you can access nice things going both directions. So Eugene runs north to south, and Springfield runs east to west and kind of takes off up the Willamette Valley. And Springfield is the old downtown area is kind of being revitalized, and a lot of new businesses are coming in there. And there's even a fine dining restaurant. There's constantly new businesses and restaurants popping up in downtown Springfield, and it's becoming quite a pocket of activity and a hub of good things. And so, I would say don't rule out Springfield until you've come here and driven the different neighborhoods and gotten a feel for the town. Um, Also, Eugene has a lot of things to offer that Springfield doesn't, and that is desirable. It's a very progressive town, I would say. Um, the feeling in Eugene is much more progressive than in Springfield. That's my personal experience. Um, Springfield is known to be more of a blue collar town, and Eugene is known more as a white collar town because of the university. And there's more people with a higher education in Eugene than Springfield. I think the 44% of Eugene has a higher education, and 22% of people in Springfield have a higher education. One of the other big things about this area that is amazing, that's worth talking about, is the parks. We have amazing parks. We really, truly have amazing outdoor spaces here. There are 50 miles of trails and bike paths and hiking trails and walking trails, 50 miles in Eugene, and there's 29 miles of trails in Springfield. So between the two towns, uh, 79 miles of trails. And in Eugene, there are 6,000 acres of public park space. I mean, 6,000 acres is a lot for for a city of this size. And then Springfield has about 1,500 park acres. Um, I think I read that Eugene has like 130 parks. That's amazing. That's a lot of parks. So both Eugene and Springfield have a lot of parks and a lot of trails, and the systems all come together. So the trail system, you can literally ride from one side of Springfield and ride all the way to the other side of Eugene on a bike path and never have to ride in traffic, which is really amazing. Um, the other interesting thing to share about the two different towns is um, in Eugene, almost almost 50% of homes are owner occupied, and in Springfield it's 55%. So there's a little bit higher owner occupancy in Springfield for homes. And the median household income, surprisingly, in Eugene is at 62,000 per year, and in Springfield it's 67,000 per year. So there's a higher home ownership in Springfield slightly, and slightly higher income for people that live in Springfield. The poverty rate in Eugene is at 19%, and the poverty rate in Springfield is at 15%. So that is a very surprising difference, since Eugene is a town where there are a lot of business professionals. There's a lot more white collar jobs and a lot more business type industry in Eugene than in Springfield. Um, I think that primarily has to do with the University of Oregon and the tech industry. There's a lot of tech companies that have moved to our area. And so I think that's why those numbers are surprising to me. Food, let's talk about food. Eugene and Springfield have great food. There are great food options here. No matter where you live, you can easily get to some delicious place to eat. I'm constantly taking notes and putting notes in my phone about a new place I need to try. There are so many good restaurants, so many good bakeries, and so many great places to go and eat. Um, Eugene has by far more fine dining than Springfield. Eugene also has a lot of alternative type of food, vegan, gluten-free, um, just a lot more options food wise for people that have food restrictions than what you find in Springfield. Fine dining is probably the biggest one. Springfield has like two fine dining restaurants, George and Violet's and Tavern on Main. And they're both very good, but they're right across the river. So they're in the historic Washburn district area right across the river. We have all the things that you'd want in a big city that you wouldn't want to give up, but we're actually in a really small town. It's a very, very sweet place to live. If you're thinking about relocating or moving to the Eugene Springfield area, I would love to help you. I lived away from this area for a long period of time. I lived in many, many different places, and I ended up moving back to Oregon. This is my home. This is where I grew up. Very, very passionate about this state. I think it's a wonderful place to live, and I'm always happy to help. So please don't hesitate to reach out anytime. If you don't want to take a chance on my YouTube video, you can always Google me and see what you think from my Google reviews and decide if you want to connect with me. But I am always happy to help, and I will definitely give it my best to do a good job for you. Have a great day. Thanks for watching my video.